Welcome to Flow with the Grow. I'm your host, Sophia, a health and fitness professional, positivity distributor, and a real-life human being with real-life challenges. Every Tuesday, you'll hear my honest conversations on the day-to-day highs and lows that life teaches us, as well as bring you actionable tips that you can implement to improve your health and wellness journey. This podcast will empower you to flow with the inevitable setbacks of life. You will learn what it means to flow with the grow, see through a lens of optimism, and navigate your way to living your best life. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Now let's jump into your daily dose of positivity and growth. I want to ask you something. If you continue to let your fear of being judged for how you looked, the way you did something, made fun of for what you shared on social media, being stared at for doing things differently, ridiculed for starting your own business because, most fail anyway, laughed at for doing an exercise incorrectly in the gym, failing at the one thing you've always had a passion for and wanted to try, fear of people not liking you, fear of people not taking you seriously. Will life be worth watching and experiencing? Will you be happy you let that fear hold you back? The answer should be obvious, but all of these fears are real and have been very real fears for me in the past and even currently still. I don't know about you. All I know is my answer to those questions is a solid hell no. There is no way I want to look back on my life and experiences and opportunities that I had the choice to say yes to and realize how many things I said no to due to the fear of judgment from others, and realize I let that fear control me and hold me back from doing so many things that I want to try, do, and accomplish. Second question. How do we pull ourselves out of this pattern, this mindset, this easy way of living when you feel so paralyzed and anxious by just the thought of doing the thing with that fear being present? I 100% get it. I understand what you're going through. I've been where you are. And girl, guy, I've got you. I'm going to share with you 3 lessons that I have learned, mindfully practiced, and succeeded in moving past this fear. Now, don't get me wrong. Fully overcome? Maybe not. I still struggle with these things, and I still, to this day, continue to learn, mindfully practice, and try to move past these things one choice at a time, one opportunity at a time. I want you to keep in mind, this is way easier said than done. These lessons take practice, patience, persistence, and a willingness to keep practicing even when it feels useless. Like, even when you try to do the thing and then fail in following through, try again. These are all equally important lessons, so please listen with your ears, your heart, and your mind to every single one. And if you can, take some notes. Lesson number 1, you are your own worst critic. I'm confident you've heard this before, but it's the reality. Our brains are literally wired to think the worst, to think the negative thought first. Once we realize and become aware of this, we can then be intentional with our thoughts and change that pattern. That negative thought I'm talking about are the thoughts that people are judging us, or the thoughts that people are judging you when they're really not. For example, it's your first time in the gym, ever. You don't know how to work the machines. You don't know what workouts to do that would be best for your goals. You have no idea if your form is correct. That super fit looking person over there looks awesome, and oh my God, he or she just looked away from looking at you. And now you feel anxious. You're sweating even before you start to work out. And now you feel weird just standing. So you're just going to leave. Sound familiar? Working in a gym, this is one of the challenges I see and hear about when someone wants to start working out and they want to start making healthier choices. What are the benefits and experiences you're going to miss out on in the future if you continue to let fear of judgment from others haunt you in the gym and hold you back from reaching your health and fitness goals? Well, maybe it's losing the 50 pounds, toning up, feeling better, but more importantly, having the energy to play with your kids, grandkids, pets without feeling tired. It's meeting the love of your life, changing jobs and career paths, one that you're more passionate about. It's being able to do more things outside, like hiking, biking, paddleboarding, traveling, and without pain. It's a more positive outlook on life and mindset. It's experiencing your kids' graduations, weddings, watching them grow up. It's having better relationships with yourself and with others. Maybe you want to go to that coffee shop alone, but the fact that you're unfamiliar with the place, the people, stops you. Maybe you want to get that certification, which involves some active participation, and the thought of that makes you panic, so you don't do it. Maybe you have the opportunity to go on a trip to a different, beautiful country where you get the chance to help those who have less than you. But everyone knows each other and you're the oddball out, so you back out because it's easier. It's easier than feeling uncomfortable. For me, that coffee shop was Cool Beans, downtown Brookings, South Dakota. That certification was a TRX certification. It was a PIO and Insanity certification. That trip was to Haiti. And here's what I found. That coffee shop's environment was badass. It was cool. It was comfy. Their cold brew was amazing. That certification led me right to the career I'm in, the teams I work with, and the place I work for, and in my zone of genius passion with such undying reward. That trip was the most uncomfortable, profound, and powerful experience of my entire life. If I had let my own worst critic voice win, I would never have known the environment of that coffee shop. I wouldn't have opened that door to Anytime Fitness, literally and figuratively. And I never would have gone to Haiti, where I experienced joy, frustration, gratitude, all the emotions. I never would have met Judson, who I actually sponsor him now. I never would have got to meet the most joyful, loving, happy people, even with as little as what they had. I never would have got to experience the faces and smiles of children who try on shoes and they just are absolutely filled with excitement and joy to have a pair of shoes that fit them and that don't have holes in them. And to see their faces when they see their picture after they take their school picture, their photograph. And I never would have seen such an amazing view of endless palm trees, the ocean, mountains, hills. Lesson number 2, you are not going to be liked by all people. This is inevitable. And I've come to learn that this is actually great. Let me explain. I used to want everyone to like me and what I shared. I used to try to please everyone and help everyone. A while back, I heard this perspective and this lesson that it's okay to not have everyone like you, and in fact, they won't, and that it's a good thing. But just recently, within the past couple of years, I really, truly heard and believed this perspective and this lesson that you just can't please everyone and that it's a good thing. Once I surrendered to that and got it, it was a hell yes moment. And once you finally realize and accept this, you win. I promise you, a weight that you've been carrying for trying to make everyone understand you, appreciate you, learn from you, will be lifted and you will be set free to do your thing and be who you were made to be. And nothing, no one, no negative comment will stop you. You may have a pause to reflect or a short time where it'll get you down, but how you react and respond and come out of that place in response to that comment or person will be with a positive, stronger mindset. One that brings you back to #unbothered in just a short time. For example, have you ever wanted to start an online business, a side hustle, created a YouTube channel, stand up for something you believe in, write a book, serve others, and help others in some way, shape, or form, start a podcast? You can't see me, but I am raising my hand on this one. There's this quote I love. If you try to help everyone, you help no one. Learning this lesson helped me realize that by being my authentic self and sharing and creating what I want to share and things that I have had experience with and been through, I'll attract the tribe of people that I want in my life. And those who don't resonate with or like what I share, that's okay. This opens up more space for those who do want to listen, who do care, and whose lives do get changed. And that's most important. That one changed life is more important than the 3 who don't like me. Lesson number 3. The only way to move past that fear is to have that fear present, but do the thing anyway. Again and again and again. It's not easy. It takes time, but I'm telling you, this works. This is it. This is how you get over that fear of being judged in order to not let that stop you. The do plus the consistency plus that fear equals that growth. The growth that's going to propel you into an improved version of yourself and a happier version of yourself, a more proud version of yourself. The more you do, the easier it becomes. The less it sucks, and the more the fear will dissolve and become a little less present each time. If you don't do this, you will miss out on so many experiences, opportunities, skills, relationships, and you're gonna regret it. You must do what's best for you, not what's best for fear, because fear will keep you stuck, broke, and always wondering what if. All right, here's a recap of those 3 lessons. Lesson number 1, you are your own worst critic. Lesson number 2, you are not going to be liked by all people. And lesson number 3, the only way to move past that fear is to have that fear present, but do the thing anyway. If you're open-minded to this, I would love for you to take a moment, like right now, and first write one thing that you have held back pursuing because of this fear of judgment. Write it down, look at it, and say, I'm going to do that, even with that fear present. Don't think about it. We think too much. Commit and decide to doing it. Get accountability. Tell someone about it. Tell me about it. Second, write down your first action step in order to make this happen. And again, get accountability. Tell someone about it. Tell me about it. I'm here to support you, keep you accountable, cheer you on, reassure you that actually, yes, you can. So let's kick fear in the face. Yes. DM me on Instagram at Sophia_Dawn41. That's SOPHIA_DAWN41. And tell me about that goal that you're going to pursue, even with that fear of judgment being present. And tell me that one action step you're going to take in order to make it happen. Well, I don't know who needed to hear this, but I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. And with that, have a great rest of your day, night, week, weekend. You're awesome. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Flow with the Grow. I'll see you next week for your daily dose of positivity and growth.